I wanted to introduce you to our team. We are Coastal Consulting, and our slogan is, let us flip your company before it flops. So now we'll meet our team associates. I'm Samantha Allen, the president of the Coastal Consulting firm. I graduated from the University of West Georgia with a management degree and a minor in sociology. I've had experience working with Home Depot, helping them come up with the slogan, more saving, more doing. Lowe's is our big competitor, so we seem to come on top with our new slogan. I've also done HR experience with eBay. We heavily compete with Amazon, and they're slowly working their way to the top in the online selling industry.
My name is Jazmin Griffith. I graduated from the University of West Georgia with a marketing degree / mass communications degree. I worked with Starbucks and Zaxby's. I've helped Starbucks focus more on customer service versus just their good coffee, and I helped invent the birthday cake shake with Zaxby's for their competitor Chick-fil-A.
Hi, I'm Fancher. I graduated from the University of West Georgia with a degree in management and marketing, and I helped Samsung and Starbucks become the front runners in their organization.
Yeah, hello everyone, my name is Zhao. Yes, so you see I graduated from the University of West Georgia with a degree in finance. And my work is, I work in the, you can see, at Amazon and McDonald's. And also my work there is help my company to communicate with our clients and also help them to solve their problems.
Hi, I'm CiCi. I'm graduated from University of West Georgia, majoring in finance. And I worked with Walmart and Starbucks. While working with Walmart, I hope they have a low price in their products. And worked with Starbucks. I hope they can extend their business.
Okay, and these are some of the key points we're going to touch on during our presentation today. But before I get started, I wanted to tell you guys a little story. Today we're focusing on the Student Activities Council. We want to help them be the best that they can be. But to tell you a little bit about our company, Coastal Consulting, Warren Buffett started Coastal Consulting in 2003, but it's kind of an interesting story on how the idea originated. Warren Buffett, I'm not sure if anyone knows who he is. He is pretty big in buying companies, selling companies, Fortune 500. But he went on a family vacation to Miami, and while he was walking on the beach with his little girl, he noticed a shell, a nautilus shell in the sand. He picked up the shell, and he began to look at it. I'm not sure if anyone has seen a nautilus shell. It's pretty big, and creatures normally live inside the shell. And he related it back to his business practices, and related it back to what he knew. The nautilus shell, what it does is it grows, but it doesn't grow until after it's hatched. And he thought that was the exact opposite of what he wanted businesses to do. So he decided he wanted to open up this consulting firm. So just a little background history of where the idea came from, and it kind of took him a little while to get started and get on his feet, but now he's a part of the Fortune 500. So hopefully today you'll give us the opportunity to walk in your shoes and let us flip your company before it flops. So the first key point we're going to be talking about is the company background. And while CiCi goes over it, you should be getting your flip-flops.
I'll introduce our company background to you. Our company is established in 2003 by Warren Buffett, as Samantha the story before. And the purpose of our company is to provide useful and creative recommendations to our clients to help them deal with some problems or improve their business. And we focus on convert your company to the leadership in your industry. And let's see what our company can offer you. We have over 10 years experience, and all our members need a lot of professional knowledge and skills, so we can support you creative ideas and recommendations. And we work with high qualities and efficiency, and we will show our sincerity and honesty to you. Since we have established for 10 years, we have cooperated with many famous companies like Walmart, Amazon, Starbucks, McDonald's, eBay, and something. For example, when we work with Starbucks, in that time, the Starbucks want to expand their business in our campus. We just suggest them to allow students to use student card to purchase the coffee there. So after that, they have a dramatic increase in their sales. So it's very successful. And as mentioned in the beginning, our slogan is "Let us flip your company before it flops." And our company mission is to improve the level of consumer satisfaction, and we value teamwork, create innovation, and we also value consumer. And what is important is our company takes ethics and very seriously. We never cheat with our clients, and we do everything honest, and we communicate with them sincerely, and we respect all our clients and consumers and our employees. And because we know your time is valuable, so we never waste your time and your money.
By show of hands, who would like to increase membership, student involvement, and create a better image for your organization? Hopefully everyone, right? Or you wouldn't be in the organization you're in. I know I would, and I know our consulting team would. And we want to be given the opportunity to help achieve these goals. So first, to analyze your organization and see what you needed, we met with a couple of advisors and a couple of team members in the Student Activities Council. And we wanted to know what SAC was, or is anyone in here in SAC, or does anyone know what the Student Activities Council does? Don't be shy, you can raise your hand if you do. Okay. No one? Okay. Well then, that's why we're here, because we want to spread SAC. We want people to be involved. So let's look. SAC, the Student Activities Council, just a little background information. They are comprised of students. There is one faculty advisor, and I'm sure she has help with other faculty advisors. But it's comprised of students internally, and it's a student programming board aimed at helping students externally. So it's ran by us, it's ran by the student body, it's meant to help the student body. And rewards that come from SAC that you would benefit from are free t-shirts, involvement. An award that I could think of off the top of my head that I actually attended, which was one of the best concerts I'd been to, was Florida Georgia Line. So things like that come from your organization. And you may be asking yourself, where does this money come from? It comes from your money. You're paying for it in your student tuition and your student activities. So why not contribute? Why not join SAC? And why not get out there, advertise, go to these events, and contribute to your overall experience at the University of West Georgia? So after meeting with them, they talked about how they want a better student image. Not that SAC's image is negative by any means, but they're normally a tagline on the CSI calendar or on this calendar. I know many of you probably get an overall calendar when you get advised or something like that that has holidays, exams, a couple big events, maybe the Florida Georgia Line concert, but it's not a student activities based calendar. It's got everything involved in it. So they want more of just a SAC calendar to get the word out. They also want more feedback. They do online polls such as the concerts. They want to know, do you want country music? Do you want a comedian to come? And they don't want to spend your money on things you don't want. So they want your feedback. So we have to get better about maybe possibly responding to them, whether it's email, face-to-face, and Justin will talk about these recommendations later on in the PowerPoint. They also want to improve communication externally, and like I said, that would be by word of mouth or by a couple of the recommendations we have to get people to know about SAC, because after all, it does revolve around students. And increase membership. And by doing the above, we believe that it would increase membership, but we have a couple other recommendations to accomplish this as well. Okay. And Jim's going to talk about their internal and external communication.
Yeah. So we are very honored to represent SAC, and now I just introduce SAC's communications wing. Yes, you can see that internal and external communication. So that's for the team 2. So I don't need to introduce email and the phone. I just introduce the group meet and meeting face to face. Group meet is the chatting software which can let internal SAC members can communicate with each other all the time. And meeting face to face means that they just can meet each Monday, so they can have the formal meeting. As for the external communication, we just think that it's very better to let many posts in our each building in our university so that every student can see it. And as for email, Facebook, and Twitter, they can always send some interesting things. So after our survey, we just do the charts. You can see that for the charts, the vertical line members' preference. We just think that as for our internal members in our SAC, there's just about 15% think that meeting is the better way for them to communicate with each other. And so that you can see that group is the second 30% and the phone is the last one. So we just recommend that they can increase the meeting and group me way. So now it's the external communications. Now you can see that vertical line is students' reflections and this line is the external communication ways. And now we just find that many students just know many interesting things and new things from our courses in each building in our university, so that they can know many things. But compared with that, the email is the less one for them, so we just think that it's better for them to use more posts. So now, after our survey, and we just analyze our SACs, you can see that yes, first, I think our SAC is very big and reaching lots of students. But as for the least good things, it means that the big thing maybe always need some people to do some big activities. And so that it's hard to find volunteers to help them to do many jobs. So we just find that as for them, they have the opportunities for them because they are very big and can reach lots of students. So they can also collaborate with other organizations. And then you can see that they always do some big projects. And projects mean that it can provide more fun to students and can attract more students come here. But you can see the opportunities collaborating with other organizations. It means that we have the other same kind of organizations. So for our analysis, we just find that yes, our competitor is the BSA, Black Student Alliance. It's also like our student activity control. It also will provide many interesting words to the Black students. And also international students come is provide many interesting things to internal students. So let's see the charts. We can see that SAC is the yellow one, yes. We just think that the rate of communication way for the meeting, our SAC use the meeting is the more than BSA International Student Cup. But for the charting software, it's about only 30% and between the BSA and the International Students Cup. So as for the phone and email, they are the very low one and just the same with the BSA, but the lower than International Students Cup. So for the charts, we just think that I think SAC can still continue on have the meeting each Monday because it's a good way, and also they can increase more chatting software because they can always chat with each other and whenever where they are. So we think that they can increase chatting software. And now, as for some detailed recommendation, I just let Justin to introduce them. Thank you.
All right, now we've discussed what we can do for your company. Now I'm going to tell you how we're going to achieve these goals. We have developed a 3-step plan to develop your company. The first step is departmental and organizational image. And the first thing that we all thought of was the football games. What's one thing we can do to improve them? Because that's a big aspect. And what we come to conclude is that in order to have a more positive and family-friendly image, it would be better to have a children's section to drop off the kids with bouncy houses, ball pits, space paintings, that kind of thing. Because which family is going to come? Are they going to come to a traditional college football game, or are they going to come one where they can drop off the kids, where the kids have a good time, and the adults can go have a good time? A second point we can improve on this is improving the website. We have done a lot of research and found that many people on campus found that the website lacks pizzazz and is very difficult to navigate. So one thing we would do is make it more user-friendly and make it more attention-grabbing. The second aspect is that we will help increase membership and student involvement. And the way we're going to do that is, well, the first way is, over the summer, it's hard to keep people on campus. And one way that I personally know, and a lot of my close friends and other people that I've conversed with about this have said that if there was flag football or frisbee golf tournaments or brackets set up over the summer, they would be more inclined to stay over the summer. So that is one good way to retain students. And a second, a way to increase membership within your organization is to provide a better incentive, such as money. Campus discounts on books or tuition or housing or that sort of thing. I know it would definitely incline me to join. And the third aspect, which is external communications and increasing image involvement. The way we will do that is by putting up billboards. What better way to get your name out there than billboards? Tons of people drive on the interstate and will see these advertisements and will know what your organization is about. Another way is for commercials for big events, like for big volleyball games, or to display these new things like the bouncy houses at football games. It's a way to let the community know what steps we're taking. And the final thing is merchandising and free giveaways. I know free giveaways is a touchy subject, but it's always going to be a return on investment. Because what's going to happen is you're going to give away free t-shirts, and people are going to see you wearing those t-shirts, and that's free advertising and free marketing. That's always going to be a positive. And now I'm going to give it to Jazmin for the conclusion.
So in conclusion, Coastal Consulting, we're a company that we want to see your company build up from the ground. So if you're having membership issues, if you're having finance issues, or just issues in general, we want to be here to help you. If you're happy, we're happy, and that's our overall goal. Like we said before, we want to flip your company before it flops. We don't even want to get to a point where it flops. We want to make sure that you're doing what you got to do. We advise you, and that you're there when we're there when we need you. And a brief reminder of what we want to do for SAC is we want to increase the company image. We, like he said, improving the football games. A lot of people go to the football games, but a lot of people in our community don't because of the children's area. Having a children's area for everybody to come around will make it better for kids and for parents. Improving the website. A lot of kids on campus, a lot of students, a lot of faculty doesn't even know that SAC has a website. I know I did it until we researched it. So making it more user-friendly and more attention-grabbing, knowing events, what's going on the day of it, sending alerts out, and even having an app would be awesome. Increasing membership, having an incentive to join SAC. Like he said, money, money to actually go into these events, or campus discounts to promote for SAC, or if you actually come to these events, here's discounts on campus at the bookstore or at the UCC or East Commons, and as well as class credit. Coming to these events will give you class credits. And lastly is external communications. Having SAC to be more outside of West Georgia, more national, like Georgia Southern, Valdosta, Georgia State, Columbus State, having billboards, commercials, and raising awareness. Thank you guys so much.
Hi, do we have some questions?
So let us flip your company before it flops.
Yes, you guys have any questions?
I have a question. How many efforts or money will be needed to put the recommendations, like you said children play in game and you said free t-shirt and billboards. Yeah, how many maybe focus on the money will cost.
Well, the budget depends on
Yeah.
how many students we have at West Georgia, because the funding does come out of your pocket, it comes out of tuition and student activity fees. So we would have to make a budget at the beginning of the year and decide what we want to cut back on. So if we wanted to do more free merchandising, we might not be able to do such a large scale event at the end of the year. So we have to descale and upscale on different things that you guys request, and that's why your requests are so important, because it's your money and we want to spend your money how you want it spent.
And like piggyback on hers, if you see various other event participation, and more participation, and we have the bigger budget, like you said, we'll have more students and clients with events, and we have the recommendation that we propose.
And what are some of the risks of the recommendations that you provided?
One of the biggest risks is losing funding, that we spend money on things that don't actually happen. Yeah, or that nobody comes to, but that's not very likely, but that is one of the few risks of our program. Yes.
Do you believe our department organization has long-term potential to deliver benefits to our students, board members? Why or why not?
I believe it has long-term benefit, because right now, after meeting with SAC, their main majority of members are Greek life students. And Greek life students, I know for some organizations it's required that they have an external activity outside of their organization. So a lot of the times the Greek life students are required to be in this organization. So when they go to present it, they're not as enthusiastic as you would think, because it's something that's mandatory for them. So we want to get students, just like Jim said, from the Black Student Alliance, from another program, from the international student programs. We want people who are going to stay retained and stay interested. And I'm not saying Greeks aren't interested. I know multiple Greeks are in this room. I'm Greek myself. But we want a big diverse group to retain the people and to make sure word of mouth is being spread that SAC is for us and it's by us.
For the disc golf tournaments, do you guys already have a course nearby, or would you guys have to build one?
It would most likely be in Low Valley or the intramural fields.
Okay.
How much effort will be needed to put the recommendations in place?
Well, me personally, I think it's gonna take a lot of effort, and like I said before, a lot of class participation and a lot of student participation. You want to make events that students want to come out to. So if they don't want to do it, we're not gonna have nobody there, and no effort's gonna be put in. So it has to be a lot of effort put in, definitely.
Get out of this, put into it.
What risks are involved if we use your recommendation?
Just the loss of money if there's no attendance, or if people join the organization and then decide they don't like it and leave. But there's not a high risk of that happening, but that is one of the few risks.
And if there's no further questions, I just wanted to thank you guys for your attention, and hopefully you'll let us help you and let us flip your company before it flops. Thank you.
Thank you.